Hello and welcome back to Artisan Electrics. Special thanks to you members of the Thumbs Up squad who always hit the thumbs up button on my videos. Today I wanted to share with you the story of how I started my own electrical business back in 2016, which in just 4 years has grown to a team of 7 people with a turnover of £300,000 in this last year and a net profit of £125,000. Now this isn't some kind of flex, I'm not trying to show off. I just feel like being honest and open about the numbers will help people to see what the possibilities are if you work hard to create your own business. People message me all the time on Instagram asking for advice because they want to go self-employed and start up on their own, start their own electrical business. But let's face it, it can be quite daunting to take that leap. So if that's your situation, or you're just interested in seeing how the process worked for me, then hopefully this video will be of benefit to you. Now before we jump in, I just want to share with you today's video sponsor, which is Tradify. Tradify is a job management platform for tradespeople which allows you to get organised and do all your admin on one simple platform. You can handle your inquiries, create quotes and invoices, schedule jobs, track your work in real time. It's an amazing piece of software. Head over to the link in the description and you can get 50% off your first 3 months with Tradify. It's helped my business a lot and I'm sure it will help yours too. So as some of you know, Artisan Electrics was formed in 2016 from an idea that I had in my head. I'd previously run an electrical business successfully for several years, which I took over from my dad after he sadly passed away. One thing that not many people know about me though is that I do a lot of volunteer work. In fact, I've never ever worked full-time, as in 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, in my life, because I've always done at least 1 day a week of volunteer work. I usually dedicate about 70 hours a month to volunteer work, and this has enabled me to meet a great load of amazing people over the years. For example, Corey, who's now working for me, we met through one of the volunteer projects that we were working on together in Chelmsford. So in 2011, my wife and I got invited to work on a volunteer project abroad in South Africa. We went there for 3 months and it was an amazing experience. Then in 2012 we got invited back for another 3 months and we really enjoyed that too. We came back and we had such a taste for this volunteer work that when we got asked to do a project in London, we did. We moved there, we spent nearly a year on the volunteer project there in London. And then after that, we got invited to Croatia. We went to Croatia for 6 months. And then we moved to the Netherlands. We were invited to a volunteer project in the Netherlands for 2 years. So at that point, in 2014, when we were invited to go to the Netherlands, it was full-time for 2 years. So we decided to sell our electrical business that we had, and that would give us some savings to live off while we did the volunteer project in the Netherlands. So we sold my previous electrical business for £25,000, which gave us a little bit of savings to live off while we were abroad doing our volunteer work, and it gave us a bit of a nest egg to start up a new life once the project was finished. In summer 2016, the project was coming to a completion and we decided to start a new business to give us an income because most of our savings were gone and we had just enough to get a fresh start. So with £5,000 and an idea, I started Artisan Electrics. The 5k was just enough to set up a website, buy basic tools, drills, a tester, get set up with NIC, EIC registration, public liability insurance, and do a bit of cheap advertising. I spent 6 weeks back in the UK in the summer of 2016, put in loads of local ads in post office windows, shop windows, loads of cheap advertising, bought a load of leads on various lead generation platforms and worked my butt off for 6 weeks to earn as much as I could and try and get a bit of a customer base started. I rented a van for those 6 weeks because we didn't plan to stay in the UK for very long. And at the end of the summer, we moved over to Portugal and we did part-time volunteer work in Portugal. I flew back to the UK every 4 to 6 weeks to do a bit of work to earn some money, rented a van from Stansted Airport, grabbed my tools where they were being stored in a friend's shed, crashed out on my grandma's spare bed every night after a 12 to 14 hour day of cramming in as many electrical jobs as I could. Each time in that week, I would earn just enough money to survive for another month in Portugal. And that was how it went for the next year. Q 2017, we loved living in Portugal, but the winters there were really, really tough. The house where we were renting was freezing cold in winter. And even though the rent was cheap, it cost a fortune to heat because gas is really expensive in Portugal and properties aren't well insulated at all. On top of that, we were only just managing to survive on what I earned in that week that I spent back in the UK every so often. And it was a bit unsettling not knowing if I could pay next month's rent or not, because I didn't know if I'd have enough work that week to earn the £2,000 roughly that we needed to pay our rent, food and all the business overheads. So we made the decision to move back to the UK and focus more on growing the business as well as working on some local volunteer projects in our local area. Summer 2017 we moved over. All our possessions were shipped on 2 pallets and we flew with a couple of suitcases and landed back in Cambridge. We rented a small flat from some friends for a very cheap price, which helped us to get started. But it was in a really rough estate, a lot of violence and drug problems, and after 3 months we decided to leave because we were just too scared to live there any longer. I leased a small but new van, did a bit more local advertising and focused on improving my web presence, and slowly but surely more and more work started flowing in. It's hard to believe that it was just over 3 years ago that happened. So much has changed. On 25th of October 2016, during a work trip back to the UK, I filmed a short 39-second video clip while I was on a job and posted it to my YouTube channel without thinking much about it. I had a channel mainly just to claim my business name on YouTube, like on all social media platforms. I'd posted 1 or 2 other videos, like an unboxing of my Fluke multifunction tester when I got it, but I hadn't given YouTube much thought really, until this day, which changed things. The video is still up on YouTube. It's of me sharing a tip on how to reset an immersion heater thermal cutout, because I used to get called out quite often for immersion heaters not working, and I thought, well, this is a simple fix. I felt that it was worth sharing, so I stuck it on YouTube. But that video slowly racked up thousands of views. Today it's had over 119,000 views, I believe. And as the views mounted, suddenly it dawned on me the power of YouTube to share useful information, tips, tricks, and I just started putting out more content every so often. Then one day, one of my videos started getting a lot of views from electricians, and they kept asking in the comments section if I could post more videos because they enjoyed watching. So I posted more videos. And the rest is history. I accidentally became a YouTuber really, as I never set out to or planned to make a popular YouTube channel. It just kind of happened. And I got caught up in the momentum of it really, until now it's a daily part of my life. But from day one with Artisan Electrics, my goal, that seed of an idea that I had back in 2016, was to provide a high quality, high-end electrician service for customers who valued quality over price. And I set out to achieve that goal step by step, focusing on attracting the right customers, charging the right prices, and providing a high level of customer service and attention to detail on every job. When I started out in 2016, to be honest, I had no idea if my business idea would really work. But I knew that from my previous business, there were always customers who complained about the difficulty finding good electricians who were reliable, polite, punctual, and who worked to a high standard. And I saw that as a gap in the market that I could fill. It proved to be the best decision to go niche, as it were, and aim for a very specific target market, because now I have an amazing customer base, the best that I could ask for. One of our customers last week gave us a bottle of champagne and a massive tip. And the business is growing organically now due to the recommendations and the great reputation that we have in the local area and online. I've learned so much about the ins and outs of running a business over the years, from being an apprentice, seeing how my dad ran his business, to taking over and running that business, and then starting a completely new electrical business from scratch with only a few £1,000s. And that's why I want to share my experience and knowledge with others who are in a similar position that I was in a few years ago. So if you're looking to start and run your own electrical business from scratch and you want to know how to do it, where to start, how to advertise, how much to charge, how to get paid, and how to grow organically like my business has, I've created an Electricians business course online, which contains over 6 hours of video content, as well as worksheets and action points for you to implement in your own business journey. There's a link in the description of this video where you can sign up and watch the first 4 lessons for free. Overall, I've really enjoyed my own business journey. Of course, there have been ups and downs. I've learnt a lot, sometimes from my own mistakes, but it's been very satisfying to build this business, and it enables me to still do volunteer work regularly and spend time with my family, as well as training new electricians, which is something that I really enjoy doing. So if you found this video interesting or beneficial, please share it out with someone else who you think might enjoy it. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Also, head over to my Electricians Business Course YouTube channel. If you like business content, I will be sharing regular business-related content over on that channel in the coming months. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and have a great day.